Hello friends, in today's lecture we are going to discuss the histology of stomach. We are discussing the alimentary canal. In previous lecture we have seen the structure of esophagus. After that the next organ comes, that is stomach. The stomach is the main organ of digestion where food materials get mixed with different digestive enzymes, and the enzymes are nothing but the gastric juice. Before entering into the actual structure of stomach, let's discuss about how the structure is present. We have seen the part of alimentary canal which is narrower and just serves as passing the food material to the next structure, that is stomach. This part is called esophagus. Then now alimentary canal become a broader and forms elongated sac-like structure which is somewhat curved, and again at posterior side it becomes narrower and that structure is nothing but duodenum. Like this, stomach is situated between the esophagus and duodenum. These sac-like structures maintain the food material for processing, and due to the action of contraction relaxation, that is peristaltic movement, the digestive enzymes are get mixed with food material and the process of digestion starts. Here maximum process of digestion takes place within stomach. Now remaining part is sent to the next structure, that is duodenum, and which is further continued to the intestine. Here structurally stomach is divided into the three regions. The region which is near to esophagus is called cardiac stomach. Then the region next to the cardiac stomach, which covers the maximum part of stomach, and that part having large number of digestive surface area, this part of stomach is nothing but funding stomach. While at posterior side, just near to the duodenum, the narrower part is called pyloric stomach. Like this, stomach is structurally divided into the three regions: cardiac, funding and pyloric. But for the digestion, mostly the funding region of stomach is responsible because the gastric glands are situated in the mucosal lining of this. As other organs of alimentary canal, histological structure of stomach also shows four basic layers, that is mucosa, the first innermost layer, followed by submucosa, the second layer which is made up of connective tissue, third layer which is muscularis, consists of smooth muscles of different types, and last one is serosa, which is covered by peritoneum. These structures or layers are same in entire alimentary canal, but somewhat modifications are there. Now continue with the mucosa. It is the first layer, innermost layer, which forms the boundary of that organ, and inside there is a lumen or empty space of alimentary canal. Now in mucosa we have seen the empty stomach show presence of large number of internal folds, that are ragi, and these ragi are lined by this epithelial surface. We know that mucosa is divided into three parts, that is epithelium. Here epithelium of stomach consists of tall columnar cells, and they are of different type. Most of the cells are secretory in nature, and there are mucous cells, parietal cell, Gibbs cell and argentapin cells are present, which are forming lining of this mucosa, that is epithelial surface. Consists of mucous cell, then Gibbs cell, then argentapin cell, and most important, the parietal cell. We know in stomach there is the acidic medium because our stomach secretes the concentrated HCl and digestion takes place in acidic medium. This acid is secreted by parietal cells. This epithelial lining in stomach shows distribution of these 4 types of cells with their respective secretion, and these cells are forming the glands which are distributed inside the lamina propria and submucosa region, and their secretion in the form of gland is collected by the lumen of that gland and finally released into the lumen. Here the part which is present between 2 adjacent folds of ragi is called gastric pit. Such large number of gastric pits are present in which all this secretion is released into gastric pit, and gastric pit is connected to the lumen or empty space where the process of digestion takes place. Like this is the simple mechanism of distribution of the secretion, and that secretion is called gastric juice. This gastric juice is inserted into the gastric pits, from where it goes to the lumen and shows its action on the food material which is coming from the esophagus. Here large number of muscles are present in stomach. For the process of mixing by the churning action and alternate contraction relaxation, stomach wall shows peristaltic movement by which food materials get thoroughly mixed with different types of gastric juice, and they show their action on the food material, and this process takes place inside the lumen. This is about epithelial lining and their cells. This epithelium followed by a basement membrane. All these cells, these are lined and present on the basement membrane. Below the basement membrane there is second part, nothing but the lamina propria. This is nothing but the connective tissue region made up of smooth areolar connective tissue. This part shows distribution of structure like blood vessels, the nerve fibers, and in stomach there are large number of lymph nodes, lymphatic ducts are present in lamina propria. Their function is related to the immunological properties. Any bacterial or pathogenic agent which is coming along with the food material, if it is causes allergic reaction, it is get neutralized by the action of these lymphatic nodes or their secretion. Like this, lamina propria shows presence of connective tissue, blood vessels, and nerve fiber in mucosa. Then the third part of mucosa is nothing but muscularis mucosa. Here the smooth layer of muscles are present, and they are of 2 types, that is inner circular muscle and outer longitudinal muscle. It consists of inner circular and outer longitudinal. This is a thin layer which is present in mucosa, and all these layers are based on second layer, that is submucosa. This is about the mucosa, which consists of 3 structures, that is epithelial lining in which 4 types of cells are present, then lamina propria, nothing but the connective tissue part, consists of blood vessels, nerve fibers, and lymph nodes, followed by layer of smooth muscle, consists of inner circular and outer longitudinal. This layer is the major functional part. Okay. Now the second main layer comes, that is submucosa. Submucosa basically consists of connective tissue, and it is a major connective tissue region of this stomach. Here again the same structure comes, large number of blood vessels are present, also the network of nerve fibers in the form of plexus. They forms a small capillary-like network and show their branching into the different layers. This is nothing but the plexus. Either it is blood plexus or nerve plexus. The function of this layer is to provide support to rest of the structure and form the connection, because they are made up of connective tissue. Then the third layer comes, that is muscularis, or it's also called as muscularis externa. Here this layer is specially made for the peristaltic movement of alimentary canal, and inside stomach large number of such action is required for the mixing of food material with gastric juice, and this requirement is fulfilled by this layer muscularis externa. It consists of basically two types of muscle, circular and longitudinal, but in stomach for more action of peristaltic there is oblique muscles are present. These are specialized muscles, therefore here three layers of smooth muscle are present. They are namely, the first one is oblique muscle. Here, in addition to circular and longitudinal, another special kind of muscle is there, and they are particularly found in stomach only. These oblique muscles are not found in any other structure of alimentary canal. Like this, muscularis externa, there consist of three kinds of muscle: oblique muscle, circular muscle and longitudinal muscles. These muscle layers are responsible for alternate contraction and relaxation process, and this enables the peristaltic movement by which food materials get thoroughly mixed with the gastric juice. This is about muscularis layer. Now, the last layer, that is serosa. We know the serosa, it is the outermost layer of alimentary canal, and in stomach it is made up of fibrous connective tissue and it is covered by the peritoneum. Here, as a peritoneum is present to the connective tissue, therefore it is called as serosa, and when this peritoneum is absent, at that time it is called adventitia, but in stomach it is called serosa because presence of peritoneum. Like this, these four layers are present with their respective structures. This is the histological view of stomach in transverse section. This is about the histological structure. Now, this another point, it is glands of stomach. We have seen the structure while describing the mucosa. Here, all these cells are arranged in the form of gland-like manner. If we consider this region itself act as a gland, and it forms such kind of arrangement, and the cells are arranged like this. At the lumen or the opening of lumen, the cells are present with basal nuclei, and these cells are called mucous neck cells because they are present in the neck region of gland. These are mucous neck cells, particularly responsible for secretion of mucus. We know the action of concentrated HCl will be responsible for digestion of entire gland structure. Therefore, it is avoided by secretion of mucus, and that mucous neck cells are continuously functioning, and they provide the protective coating of mucus over the surface of this gland. Then after that, the second cells that are some parietal cells are present in between these mucous neck cells, and these parietal cells are responsible for secretion of HCl, which is concentrated. We know the digestion process in stomach is completed with acidic medium, and that acidic medium is provided by the secretion of HCl, and they are secreted by parietal cell. After that, there is another kind of cell epithelial lining, which are somewhat larger in size, and their cytoplasm contains the granules. These cells are nothing but Jeep cells. The Jeep cells are responsible for secretion of pepsinogen. This pepsinogen is inactive form of pepsin. Later on, when the acidic medium is converted to the alkaline medium in duodenum, this pepsinogen is converted into the pepsin, which is proteolytic enzyme. Like this, the third kind of cell, and there is fourth type of cell, that is argentaphil cell. These argentaphil cells somewhat cuboidal in shape with the central nuclei, and the cells are responsible for secretion of serotonin. And this hormone is responsible for the controlling the action of peristaltic movement. Like this, they form the gland. This part or lumen of the ragi form the glandular structure by means of this epithelium, and they release their secretion inside the lumen of this gland. This structure is called gastric gland, which is formed at the mucosal part of stomach, and this secretion is released inside the lumen, where digestion process takes place in acidic medium, because number of parietal cells are more in histological structure of this stomach. Okay, this is all about histological structure. Now we can summarize all these parts by looking at the peculiarities of stomach. Here we can say in stomach the particular structures which make stomach different than rest of the organs of alimentary canal. Like, we are going one by one. In mucosa, mucosa is formed by columnar cells, and these columnar cells are of different type and forms glands, which are gastric glands. Then the second one important point, lamina propria shows presence of lymph nodes. In lamina propria, there is presence of lymph node. These lymph nodes are particularly found in stomach. Then submucosa is same rest of the structures in alimentary canal, but in muscularis layer or muscle layer, presence of oblique muscle. They are only found in stomach. Oblique muscles present in muscularis layer, and internal folding in overall structure. We have seen we show large number of folding. That is ragi. Ragi are present in stomach. These are the peculiarities of stomach. Okay, this is all about histology of stomach. I hope you have enjoyed this session. In next lecture, we will continue with next organ, that is duodenum. Okay, thank you.